Okay, welcome to Basement Door Wednesday night interviews. Today we've got a day in June, even though we're in. What are we in?
We're in,
August.
What we're
doesn't
in?
feel like that, does it?
Close enough to June.
Still the summer. So, guys, do you want to just introduce yourselves and tell us what you do in the band, so we all know what you do in the band and what you play and whatever. So, yeah, let's do Daniel, Toby, Bella, Dan, and James in that order.
Okay. Hi, I'm Daniel, and I sing and I write a lot. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah, more of a pretty face.
I'm Toby. I play. Oh, sorry. I'm Toby. I play rhythm guitar and do backing vocals occasionally, and that's about it. Also another pretty face, but that's just a coincidence.
I am Bella. I play bass and I'm extremely skilled at being in places on time, as we can see. Yeah, I'm really sorry about that. I'm going to be at the place soon.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. Dan?
I'm Dan. I'm on lead guitar, and occasionally I'll chip in the odd lyric.
James.
Yeah, I'm James. I'm the drummer, so I just kind of hit things, and it kind of works out.
So, guys, what do you? The band's a day in June. I mean, the last time I saw you was at the Battle of the Bands, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In back in February. How long had the band been together before that? So, give us a rough timescale of how long you've been together as a band.
Oh God.
It depends if you mean like all five of us, because Toby came in pretty late compared to the rest.
Yeah, it was like
You came in about what, like 3-4 weeks before Battle of the Bands?
yeah, somewhere in January.
Plan to perfection.
Tight turnaround.
So, how long before Toby came in were you going together then as a four-piece?
I joined them
Or
in the
did you
summer,
get rid
I
of
think.
someone to make room for Toby?
No,
We
started.
had like a little like a rehearsal situation where we got random people in.
Oh God.
Audition situation,
play
yeah.
guitar, and it was not a pretty sight, to be honest with you. It was, yeah, a little bit ugly.
Atrocious, if I may say.
Yeah.
The amount of
We got
people who
about-
don't understand basic timing, I swear.
It was rhythm guitar without the rhythm.
Here goes speaks the drummer.
Yeah, like,
I have one job, Kev. Come on.
so we had about 3 people in for Toby's role.
Yeah.
Either we didn't think they were good enough, or we just didn't, because within a band you have to be really comfortable with everyone there. You know, you're sharing creative ideas. You have to be, you know, we just didn't get. I don't think we got along with anyone like Toby, and
Yeah.
I'm glad we found him when
Poor
we
guys
did.
watching this
Very situated.
someday.
I'm sure. the other
Imagine
guys-
if they watch this video.
I'm sure the other guys will find a band that they click with, but you don't have to click with everybody. It's going to be like, you know.
Yeah.
So as long as you click together, it's like that's one of the most important things, I think. You know.
Yeah,
I
luckily we
think
found that. Yeah, it's good.
wasn't that the story with Stereophonics was the guitarist on that? I can't remember his name now, but he joined and couldn't play the guitar, so he had to learn over 2 years. But they were playing and gigging with him, but just because of his image and the way they clicked with the band, they went with him. So he couldn't actually play guitar
That's why
very
we
well at all.
Toby.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
right.
So you got we're here because you got a new single coming out at some time.
Yeah,
That's why
thankfully.
we're mainly here, apart from just saying hello and enjoying your company. So this new single's called Sleeve.
Yes.
Yep.
What's it all about? What's the song about?
I have like weird concept ideas. I'm not very good at like Oasis-esque stuff. I like telling stories, which some people like and some people don't. But come up with an original idea. So for Sleeve, at least like I had the picture in my mind of, you know, the classic kind of James Dean-esque bad boy kind of vibe. But I wanted to take it from a different angle, from the way you would see him on like TV. I wanted to see like perhaps the darker side of him that, you know, might be lonely or might be sad or a bit depressed, and he has to keep on a happy face and prove that he's something that he might not necessarily be all the time.
Yeah, it's all
So I
that.
tried to, so I just tried to capture that angle with this one.
Yeah,
Which was interesting, quite difficult.
cool.
But once I had the idea,
that still seems to me a little bit elusive as to what the song's about. But we'll go with that because that'll be more interesting for people to actually hear it now and see and whatever.
Yeah.
So what's lockdown been like? I mean, did you write this song during lockdown then?
Yeah, for the most part.
For the most
Yeah.
part, we sent things around just to each other, played around with different licks and different stuff. Like lyrics were the difficult part because I wanted to capture an image that was really odd. So to say the least. So yeah, it was an odd creative process specifically for this song.
Yeah, and it's been really difficult just getting everyone in a practice room together. I think that's definitely been the hardest part of the whole lockdown thing is that, you know, we used to have a really good schedule when it came to practicing, and then like it's all been kind of shaken up. So we haven't been able to properly get everyone in there together, which has been a bit of an issue.
Yeah, at one point we're going to attempt like a Zoom band practice, but I can't imagine anything worse than everyone just twanging away and like all off beat, and it's just.
Well, how would the drummer work on a Zoom band practice? Do you want me to get a practice?
I mean, it would be like Dan's rhythm guitar playing. It would just be guitar without the rhythm. I mean, it would just be an absolute mess.
No timing, nothing.
It's a shame we can't see Dan's expressions as you say things like this.
No, I mean
Daniel's with them.
Notoriously
uptime.
You would be fine. You would be absolutely fine until he started singing, and then it just went out the window completely.
Yeah. There's too much going on. You see, I'm quite a simple guy. I can't.
He's a simple man. He's a simple.
Two things at once is too many.
I remember the day Dan discovered how to use a pick, and Dan and I have the same guitar teacher. I remember she said to me, she's like, "Oh my God, Bella, Dan can use a pick now."
It was a big day for me. I graduated. I used to be a thumb picker. It was a bit weird. I used to just literally no fingers, just a thumb.
Yeah.
Where's Anderson style?
Different, but yeah. Apparently a pick is better, so I learned the hard way.
Well, it can be. I mean, if you've got like nice strong flat nails, it'll be like, you know, you can get just as much of a nice twang out of it. But you know.
Yeah, exactly.
So I know lockdown has been difficult for a lot of people, especially for bands, and it's like, you know, one of the reasons we're doing these sort of things is to bring you guys together for everyone to see and to you know, hopefully hear if you've done a song or whatever. And obviously for the solo artists, it's much easier because they can just sit there and write a song and play it and blah, blah, I'm happy with that, I'll record that, blah blah, and then it's out there. So our Saturdays are filled with singer-songwriters, and we've got loads of new ones coming in all the time. But for the bands, it's been really difficult. And I think when we go back into doing live gigs, it's going to be so good. And we're waiting until we've got the proper, full, no lockdown, no masks, no social distancing, and we're going to have a really good time. So yeah, we don't want to do like.
I mean, the masks work really well for the heavy metal bands, don't they?
The
full edge mode.
Slipknot's right up there now. They're like, you know. So yeah, it's cool. Okay, so okay. I'm just gonna. Okay, so we're gonna now go and listen to This Old Man. Is it called This Old Man?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay. So that's who wrote This Old Man, and is there another story behind it? Is it Daniel again?
Yeah, another weird story.
Daniel, yeah,
another weird story. It's not about me, is it?
No, I'll get to you.
Kevin, how did you know?
The old man.
Not yet.
Not yet. Be this young man. That's it.
Okay. So what's this old man about then? Or are we going to get another shady reply?
I'll give you a proper story. Okay, this is a very. I think compared to Sleeve, it's relatively simple. I was in the park and I was sitting on a bench. And
this is going.
Yeah, there was this old guy who just came and sat next to me, and we just started having a conversation. He was like telling me about stuff that he went through and like all the weird shit that he did, and so I decided that was where I'd base it off, like an old man looking back on his life and reflecting on everything. So yeah, and the lessons you can learn from that potentially, because there's a lot of wisdom in age. I think,
Yeah,
and
it's really,
so
it's really, that sounds really good. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, all
It was
right.
an
Well,
interesting song to write though, because it kind of, for me, in terms of the drumming, you know, we kind of went through with the whole progression, and I think you'll hear that as well when it's played. But the progression of how it gets from kind of very light and very calm to very complex and heavy and much bigger noise all the way through the song was something really interesting that we were going for and we were working for, just this constant progression and things getting bigger and
Cool.
bigger.
Well, I think that's how stories go, isn't it? You start off once upon
Yeah.
a time.
yeah.
There was a dark lord.
Once upon a time.
I also remember, I remember my first ever band practice, which was apparently an audition I didn't know about. I walked in, it's like the trick of a day in June, and I walked in, they played this song, and it was stuck in my head. I'm not just typing up the band, it was stuck in my head for 2 weeks afterwards. And I was like, damn, I hope I get into this band.
Wow.
It was
Not
good.
money from a mile away. What can we say? You know, it's just
Brilliant.
I think that's
Okay, let's
helpful
go and have a
practical.
listen to This Old Man, and then we'll come right back, and then we'll talk about the next track. Okay, guys, see you in a second.
This old man, he was a kind man. He didn't care about the glitz or the glam. Just wanted you to take him by the hand. He did. La 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 la. He didn't care about your fame or your glory. Never mind if you're labor or Tory. It was sit and listen to his story, if you will. La 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 la. La 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 la. Sitting back off a Mexico town, wearing nothing but a frown. Upon his head, placed a silver crown. They did. La 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 la. Sitting back off the coast of Dubai, worrying about nothing but the sunshine. As she said to me, did you commit a crime? Well, I guess I did. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la.
Cool. So that was This Old Man, and yeah, and the Battle of the Bands. You played it there, and how did you find the Battle of the Bands for having to play 3 songs when you're used to going on stage and doing like a half-hour set or whatever. How did you get all of your energy into like 3 songs from the get-go to the finish?
Well, that was
It's
our
quite easy
first
for
ever
us.
gig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we hadn't had the opportunity to have a half hour.
A 30-minute set, yeah. So yeah.
Wow.
But I think it was.
We were quite lucky because we didn't really even have a half an hour set, so it was secretly a blessing in disguise.
Yeah.
But that gave us time to hone down on those 3 songs as much as we possibly could.
Yeah, I think a lot in the rehearsals we did beforehand, because as we said before, Toby is, he joined in the band like a couple 3-4 weeks or something like that before the actual Battle of the Bands happened. So in that time frame, we practiced a lot, and we really kind of put our foots on each other's necks, so to speak, to really kind of get everyone to perfection. The amount of times we did something like Teddy Picker or something.
Oh
Yeah.
God, we can't listen to that song.
We hate that song now. We absolutely loathe that song now.
Well, that's a good sign. 'Cause
I'd
I
say
always
also, like-
Go on, sorry, Della.
Sorry, I was going to say it's muscle memory at that point. You get up there and it's like, if you have a half-hour set, obviously it gets to become muscle memory at some point, but like you're thinking a bit more about what you're playing. But for us, it was basically just what we've been doing all the time. So it was just a bit more fun, and I got the chance to just mess around a bit. Like it felt like so natural. I'm so sorry about the cars.
That's okay. It's all right. But yeah, I think one of the things, like, I would always say to bands, if you wanna, especially if you wanna record something, you got a single you wanna record, you need to rehearse the hell out of it until you, like you say, you're absolutely sick and tired of that song, and you can play it in your sleep, and it's like it's there, it's just there in you, and it's like, and then when you go to perform it, all you have to do is bring your energy into it. That's all you have to do.
100%.
Everything else done.
Yeah.
So and I found that with like so we've worked with a few recording studios, and one of our guys, Graham, basically runs Radar Studios down in Hampton. Fantastic guy, and he's absolutely kick-ass guitar player. I really haven't heard many people. He's up here. I'd put him up there with some of the top guitar players in the world. I mean, he's absolutely brilliant. But he was saying, basically he records an analog. He's got an analog system as well. So he said, if you want to get a band down, he said, don't waste your time and money coming down if you're not absolutely on every single pinpoint beat of that song, and you've got every key just perfectly done. Everything's in tune. Your vocals are really good and you're tuned up and everything. It's like it's got to be absolutely spot on, because you can't really do much with an analog recording. Once it's done, it's like you have to re-record it over the bits. So yeah, well done for that. So that was really, that's quite impressive. I forgot you did that was your first gig. Well, hopefully we're going to get you down and do a proper gig.
Stressful.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll have a lot of
more songs.
Yeah, we'll have a lot more songs.
I mean, I think I speak for all of us when I say we can't wait to get back on stage again. Like there was nothing like coming off that stage, and it was all absolutely buzzing. It was crazy. It was so much fun.
Yeah.
Especially all the people who came out to see us as well. I think we were more people came to see us than any other band. It was amazing. It was like, and the whole energy was great. It was live. So much fun. I want to do it again. I want to do it now.
So do I, mate. So do I. I really do. I mean, I miss it terribly, because it's like, it's like, and I get to do, when I'm doing the sort of like setting it all up, running the team, comparing, doing the sound. Exchange was really good because we had sound engineers, light engineers, we had people setting up the stage for us as well as our own team. So it took a lot of weight off my shoulders doing all that sort of stuff. And I was able to enjoy some of the show, which I don't often get to enjoy a lot of the show, because when the band's playing, I'm sort of going, oh, is that right? We could tune that in. Is there any feedback coming? And that's, and I'm not actually enjoying seeing a band playing as much as I do with the Exchange Battle of the Bands. Was brilliant. Okay, so Daniel, what about your musical background?
Well, I started playing violin when I was about 6 or 7. I very quickly realised how crap it was and how crap I was at it.
Okay.
Those are 2 different things.
That's how crap it was. Yeah.
Man is just
More what I did to it that made it quite crap. It was rather than that. So I saw James and Dan playing in a practice room in school, and I thought, like, I was always into rock since I was like maybe 11, or like punk and stuff like that. So I asked them, please, can I sing? Can I sing? Can I sing? Like 1,000 times. And James kept saying, no, Dan, you're shit.
Direct quotes.
And I
You're
finally
crap,
got
and you know you are. You're crap.
that was basically it. Yeah, that was
Really?
that was
Oh,
it.
mate.
It was not a good feeling. But then they ate their words when they finally let me come to Arch Studios in Stamford Brook, and we did Rock and Roll Star by Oasis about like 12,000 times. And yeah,
Did you do it with the accent? Was it like, you know?
Oh, of course I did it with
Yeah,
the
the
accent. I did
sunshine.
it with the
Well,
whole-
Sunshine.
I was wearing a parka as well. It was a whole.
Even had the microphone like that.
Yes.
I think Liam's son came down to Basement Door in Richmond when we were there, and he was staying at a house just on the corner, and he had a chat with me about sort of doing stuff in Manchester and saying, like, you know, oh, you should do something like this in Manchester, it'd be great. There's nothing like that for kids and everything. And I was like, well, why don't your dad do it then? He's got Fossa money. So I was like,
Yeah.
cool, man. Well, listen, guys, it's been a lot of fun. I don't know, is there anything else you want to cover? Do we want to cover some more stuff? We want to do a pet snail question? Should we do that?
Oh,
Should
we can't miss the pet snail question.
Let's do the pet snail question. If you had a pet
Yeah.
snail, what would you call it?
Greg.
See, I've been asked this twice now, and I still don't know.
Why is this the hardest question you've given me?
It's an obvious choice. It's Greg. You got to go for Greg. Greg.
I was thinking, but I'm going to go. Personally, I'm going to go Martha. Martha's a good name for a
That's a
snail.
power
I think.
move.
Yeah,
Martha the snail.
Martha.
Martha the snail.
I think something meta, something like speed. Really ironic.
Speed the snail. Okay.
Yeah, it's got some alliteration in there.
Dan?
Or maybe something a bit weightier, like a Gladys.
Gladys. I like it.
Yeah.
Gladys the snail.
That sounds like a power metal name. Gladys.
Gladys. That sounds good. Yeah, cool. Okay. Right, guys. Okay. We're gonna sort of finish up. Thank you so much for doing this. And enjoying the songs, and we do hope that we're going to see you again soon, as soon as we can, on a stage somewhere around England, on one of our stages or somewhere else, then we can get you on wherever. Yeah, and keep on writing and keep on enjoying your stuff, because you're a great band, and you have a lot of energy on stage. You've got a lot of fans that want to see you again, so just keep up the good work. All right.
Thank you very
Thanks so
much.
much,
Thanks for
guys.
having me.
Thanks for
It's
having
been a
us.
lot of
Yeah.
fun. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much. A day in June.
In a bit, Kevin.
Yes.